Trying to set this up really quickly so I can be able to see you guys. Alrighty, we're good. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Miss Yancy and we are in my kitchen today. As you could tell by the title of this video, we will be making some Liberian Palava sauce, okay? Made with jute leaf that I grew in my garden. Yes, I've been telling you guys that I was gonna make this for a very long time on live and I'm finally doing it. So I hope you guys enjoy this recipe. This is a very easy recipe. If you're wondering what palava sauce is, it is a traditional Liberian dish. I know a lot of West African countries also eat it, but they call it different things. It's made with jute leaf. If you've been following my channel, you will see that I am growing jute leaf and I grew a ton of it last year. If y'all did not see that harvesting video from last year from my jute leaf, you need to go and watch it. It was epic. The plant got to about 8 feet tall. So jute leaf is kind of like a spinach with a little bit of draw to it, almost like an okra, like you know how okra draw, but it's not as slimy as okra. It's slightly slimy, okra is slimier. So jute leaf is like a spinach. You can eat it in salad. You can eat it in so many ways. But one of my favorite ways to eat it is the way we eat it traditionally in my culture, and that is preparing the Liberian palava sauce. And you can eat it with rice, fufu, or pounded yam, or anything of that sort. So this is going to be very easy. I know I don't typically go live on Fridays, but I have a special live for you guys on Sunday because I want to cook something that I've been telling you guys I was going to cook with you guys on Sunday. So I just thought I'd come hang out with you guys on here today, show you guys how I prepare the palava sauce, and then show you guys how I make the pounded yam to eat with it, because one of you guys asked about it. You were asking about fufu. So pounded yam is like fufu. So if you guys were wondering about, how to prepare fufu, this is a different version of it. But in my culture, we call everything fufu. So, but Nigerians call it pounded yam. So I'll be showing you guys how we prepare that as well to go along with a palava sauce. Okay. I hope you're here to stay, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Friday, happy weekend. I hope you're enjoying your weekend so far. So now, quickly about a palava sauce, right? About the jute leaf. So last year, if you guys, I think I showed you guys how I prepped the jute leaf from last year, because you guys always ask me, how do I process it to save it in the freezer? How do I process all of my food? So with the jute leaf, because I grew so many, I actually chopped it up and vacuum sealed it. So I got one right here. So this is one of the jute leaf that I showed you guys how I did it last year in one of my videos. After this live, I'll go ahead and tag the video in the comments or in the description to show you guys the jute leaf that I grew and how I prepped it. But this is it right here, y'all. This is all the way from last year, which is really crazy. So this has lasted me for a year, over a year now. And I still have a couple of these bags in my deep freezer, and I have some fresh jute leaf that's growing in the garden right now that I will be harvesting very soon to do the same process. But all right, y'all, let me show you guys the ingredients so we can get started, because we gotta eat. Okay, come along, y'all. All right, so let's show you guys the ingredients. One second. Better show you guys what we are doing with. I'm trying to good morning, good morning. All right, let's show you guys the ingredients, okay? All right, so the jute leaf. So what I did was, after I got it out of this pack, I defrosted it, and then I put it in the blender and blended it so that it can be like this. So let me show you guys the consistency. So I blended it like almost in like a smoothie like paste. So that's what I did. And typically I do that when I am preparing. If we're eating it with fufu, this is the texture that I blend it into. If we're eating it with rice, I don't blend it. I just chop it up. I just chop up the plant. First of all, thank you guys so much for liking the video. Yes, please go ahead and like the video. I appreciate you guys. So we have some onions, some ginger and garlic. And then I roasted some tomatoes and some green peppers. I roasted some onions as well as some habanero. I have about 2 habaneros here. And then let me show you guys my protein that I will be using. I'm using some roasted chicken and chicken feet. So here's the chicken. I roasted in the oven. So this is just chicken that I seasoned very well with like some pepper flakes, Italian seasoning, garlic and onion powder, black pepper, and all of the things. So I already roasted it, and I typically like to roast my meat before I cook it so that the cooking time can be cut short. And then we are going to also be adding some chicken feet in there. So when you're preparing your jute leaf, use the protein that you want to use. We're going to be creating a stew for the jute leaf, which is with the tomatoes, and we're going to be adding some palm oil, which is an essential for palava sauce. Okay, so let's get started. We are about to come and blend our sauce that we will be cooking the stew with, and then we'll get started. All right. 1 second, y'all. Let me put this away. So we have, hey y'all, hey. So we are about to blend our ingredients. We're gonna blend our ingredients, and then we are going to start the stew. Put this here so I can see y'all. Make sure y'all can see what I'm doing. And I also love roasting my veggies because it just gives it a really nice flavor. It gives it a really nice flavor. And then also it dehydrates, especially things like tomatoes. It dehydrates the tomatoes because, you know, tomato has a ton of water property. And the thing about jute leaf, it also has a lot of water property, and I don't like my palava sauce to have too much water, you know, in it. So all right, I'm gonna add some water to this and just mix it up, and then put that water into the 1 second, y'all. I don't know why. I'm trying to make sure I can see y'all comments. Sending love from Vegas. Hey Vegas. Thank you for being here. Yes, can you guys let me know where you're watching from? Where are you guys watching from? Let me know in the comments. I would love to know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. Happy Friday. What are you guys doing this weekend? Yeah, shout out to my people in Vegas. What else? Who else? Where y'all watching from? Let me know in the comments. Y'all see what I'm doing? I'm just trying to get all of the seasoning from this baking pan. I'm trying to get all the seasonings from the baking pan to add to my blending, to my puree. All right. We want to get all that seasoning. So when I bake my veggies, I always add like some Italian seasonings to it. So that's what you see over here. Whenever I roast any of my veggies, I always add some Italian seasoning. Always. And then, oh my gosh, have you guys like had like roasted onions? It tastes so good. I love roasting my onions. It tastes so good. And when you add some Italian seasoning to it, We're gonna add the ginger, and y'all see we already have some like roasted onions in there, so we're not blending the fresh onions. The fresh onions, we're actually gonna fry it in the sauce that we're making. So what we're creating right now is like a puree to make a sauce for the palava sauce. So this is like the main sauce that we're making. All right, I'm gonna put it on smoothie setting. Okay. Ooh, it tastes good, y'all. It tastes good. Y'all wondering how I know it tastes good? It's because my hand was over it and it doesn't have a top right here. So it splashed on my hand. I tasted it. I hope y'all letting me know where you're watching from in the comments. I hope y'all letting me know. Alrighty. You add bacon seasoning for the foods. I don't know what bacon seasoning is. All right, so what we're about to do now. Oh, okay, Baltimore. Welcome, Baltimore. Hey, Baltimore. Hey, neighbor. All right, so now we are about to prepare the stew. I'm turning the fire on, and we are about to, hey, Don. We're about to add the palm oil to it. So the palm oil, you know, the amount you add is really the amount you want. I really love palm oil. It's my favorite type of oil to cook with. So we're going to let the oil get hot. I don't know what bacon seasoning is, and the answer is no. I don't know. I've never had bacon. I didn't know bacon. There was a bacon seasoning. No, I don't add bacon seasoning. Hey, LA. LA in the house. I love the fact that my people from Baltimore in here though. Hey, Baltimore. Hey, LA. We're making some palava sauce, some Liberian palava sauce. All right, so the palm oil, right? Depending on the kind you get, sometimes it might be like a little thick and you need it to, when it gets hot, the oil is going to like, kind of like get clear up. So it's gonna kind of clear up a little bit. So we're gonna let it get hot a little bit, and then we're gonna add the onions. You cook with this oil also? Yes, this is one of my favorite oils to cook with, especially my Africana food. I'm gonna add a little bit more. So palm oil, if you guys are wondering what palm oil is it's from the palm nut tree. The palm nut fruit is made from the palm nut fruit, which also makes palm butter. And from that palm butter, the oil secretes from it, and that's what that is. So it's like a fruit. So it is kind of high in cholesterol, but this you can make palava sauce without it. I mean, yes, you can, of course. You know, if you're trying to be healthier, you can totally choose not to use it, but I don't know. I feel like it's not gonna taste the same if you don't use it. Okay, we see LA in the house. Where else? Where else? Where else y'all watching from? I'm from Guyana, but love that oil so much. Think it's the best. It is. It is. And you know, you're Guyanese, so you're, you know, from the Caribbean, and we kind of eat similarly. So I don't blame you if you like it. Hey, you love African food? Yes. I've never had Guyanese food, have I? All right, y'all see what the oil looks like, right? Once it gets hot, once you see that smoke, what you're seeing coming up is like smoke. Don't be alarmed. You might want to open your window so that, you know, it doesn't affect your smoke alarm. But that smoke is just like, because remember, this is like a fruit. This is coming from a fruit. So it's the foam that you see on top is pretty much the oil trying to cook that fruit, and basically the oil is trying to detach from the fruit. I don't know how else to explain it, but yeah. I'm about to, let's see if it's hot. All right, it's hot. So I am going to add my onions. We're gonna let the onions saute a little bit. We're gonna let the onions saute. So what we're preparing right now, so there's so many ways that you can make the palava sauce. You'll see what seasonings I'm using when we start Donzel, when I start adding them. So we're gonna let the onion saute a little bit. Oh, what I was saying was there are several ways that you can cook the palava sauce. One of the ways that people cook the palava sauce is they start with the actual jute leaf first. So what they would do is, like, you know, put the jute leaf in a pot, let it boil, and then, you know, add their meats and all of that stuff, and then they add the oil last. But for me, I like to start like this with the oil, like making like a stew for the palava sauce, because it gives like the palava sauce kind of like a fried taste. I can't explain it, but I like doing mine like this. I like starting off like this. You'll see what seasonings I'm using as we go along, okay? Also, you can use whatever seasoning you want for this. All right. Yes, Simone. Simone, I am. That's one of my plans. That's one of my plans, is definitely to do like a cookbook for a lot of like my culture's food, because I know a lot of people is interested. You know, by the grace of God, that's something I'm able to launch next year. So let's all cross fingers. Yep, that's exactly what we're gonna eat it with. I am just a home cook. You cook just like my grandma. Oh, thank you. I know your grandma was a great cook. That's a great compliment. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Wow. All right, y'all. So we allowed the onions to saute a little bit. Now we're going to add our blended ingredients to it, and we're gonna let that cook. Gonna let that cook. Just be careful, you know, cause so it don't start popping. Cause you know when you're making like these type of stews, they start to pop. They start popping everywhere. So just be careful. So we're gonna let this fry for a little bit. We're gonna let this fry for a little bit because we want it to fry very well before we add our palava sauce. And we keep hearing me say palava sauce, I'm talking about the jute leaf. We don't call it jute leaf in Liberia, we call it palava sauce. Woo! This thing is popping, Lord have mercy. All right, y'all, I'm gonna need to put this on top. I wish I was able to let that stay open for y'all to see, but that thing is popping, y'all. I have to use that thing to cover it up because it's not about to decorate my body. I just added some water to this and shook it so I could get the remaining. And we will definitely be making some pounded yam on here today that we will be eating with it. So while that is frying, we are about to start the water, because this is, I did a lot of prepping, so this is not something that's going to take like a super long time to cook, because I did a lot of prepping. So I'm about to start the water because I'm going to show you guys how I prepare the pounded yam. Yeah, I be so scared when I'm cooking like these kind of stews. I be wearing gloves and stuff so that I don't pop on my hands, because your girl be, I'm like, I've gotten burned too many times. But while this fries, since Donzel asks what seasonings we'll be using, I'm about to show you guys what seasonings. And I'm about to read some comments while that is frying. So, hey girl. Let's see. You cook just, oh, I already read that. I love you forever and always. Oh, damn. Thank you. uh, this is my first time catching your live. I watch your garden tour, so this is a treat. Love from Be More. Hey. Yes, first of all, I'm giving all the Baltimore love up in here because yes, we are neighbors. Shout out to Be More, a Baltimore, Baltimore in the house. Hey. Where you from? I'm Liberian. Grew up in Ghana. Guys, see, that's just rude if you don't like. Oh, you don't worry. Do not worry about any trolls in here, okay? They get blocked. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time talking to trolls. Anyone here that like that? Exactly. Love from Rehoboth Beach. Oh wow. Hey Rehoboth. Rehoboth is in Delaware, right? Delaware. Hey Rehoboth Beach. I've been to Rehoboth Beach when I was in school. So that was like a little trip I used to make with my friends. Thank you guys so much for liking the live. I appreciate you. So in the meantime, while this is frying, because yes, we wanted to fry for a little bit. We needed to do its thing. We needed to decrease some of the water content, because the thing about jute leaf, especially if you blend it, you need to blend it with some water. It has a lot of water content, and yeah, so I don't want it to be, I don't want it to have too much water, so I'm allowing this to dry a little bit. And this doesn't have that much water because I roasted the vegetables, so this should be frying for about, you know, like 5, actually. Y'all see this water? Y'all see this? I want this to fry to where the oil is on top. Once the oil is like on top, then I'm happy with adding the jute leaf. But while the jute leaf do not take long to cook, by the way, because remember I told you guys jute leaf is like spinach. It could cook in like 5 minutes or less. So it does not take long to cook. So this is gonna be fairly a very short live, I think. The major thing that will be cooking here is the stew that we're preparing, which I wanted to fry and then dry. And then if I did not prep with you guys, the other thing that would take longer to cook would be like the meats. And y'all already know we already roasted our chicken, and I'm actually about to add the chicken feet to this so it can cook with it right now. And that's exactly what I'm about to do. While this is frying, I'm about to add the chicken feet because the jute leaf is not going to take long to cook, and the chicken feet needs to get done. So we're gonna add some chicken feet to it. I know some of y'all like chicken feet. What you mean, girl? Yes, chicken feet. I promise you it tastes good, okay? It looks scary, but it tastes good. You know what's so funny? My son was like, every time I bring fish in his house to cook, my son is like, why do you guys always unalive fish, like, to eat it, right? Because he doesn't like fish, and he hates the fact that we get it from the ocean, and we have to, unalive it to eat it. And I was like, but he really likes lamb. So I was like, why do we have to unalive lamb to eat it? And he was like, but lamb is so good. I'm like, yeah, fish is so good. That's why. He's such a character. I'm gonna add a little bit more because I like my chicken feet. Okay. We're about to, while this is frying, I'm about to show y'all the seasonings because we are actually about to add some seasonings to this. So the thing about Palava sauce, you want to be careful with the amount of seasonings that you use because um, it can get salty really quickly. Remember, it's like spinach, so it's not like something that you need to over season with like salty seasonings, you know. But when it comes to like herbs and things like that, put as much as you want because the more herbs you add to your food, the more flavor. And I'm really big on flavor. So, and I really like my food. Like, I'm a big garlic person. Like, I like to add a ton of garlic. And, you know, it also makes me feel good when I cook a lot of garlic because I know I'm cooking some unhealthy food. But, you know, garlic is so healthy. It makes me feel like I'm being healthy, okay? All right. Let me show y'all some of the seasonings we're using today to add into our stew. So we got some ground pepper. We have some garlic powder, some onion powder. Y'all know I love my complete. Uh-oh. Some black pepper. Y'all know this is my favorite season ever, but this seasoning does not have a lot of salt content, so it's really just for flavor because of the herbs that's in it. But this one has more salt content in it, so I use that, you know, as far as like if I want to add salt. And then what's gonna also add the salt content are these Knorr chicken. These are the chicken bouillon cubes. We're gonna add that, and then we're also adding our ground crawfish. And y'all know it's not flavorful unless you add your ground crawfish, okay? Your ground shrimp, crawfish, whatever. You need some of that. If you're allergic to crawfish or anything like that, then don't add it. It's still gonna taste good, but it just boosts the flavor when you do add some of that stuff in there. Thank you guys so much for being here with me tonight. Please go ahead and like the stream. Our stew is cooking. Let me read some of y'all comments while the stew is cooking, and then I'm gonna lower the stove so I can add our seasonings so that thing don't pop up on me. Thank you guys so much. I see the likes. I see the likes. Thank you guys so much. All right, let's read some of your comments. All right. Oh, yes. Nakia said yes. Yep. So you from Delaware. Okay, okay. All right. Had chicken feet. I've never had chicken feet. It's really good. It's really good. Don't worry about it. It's good. I promise. It tastes good. Lick me some lettuce and chicken feet. Where I'm from, we cook it a lot, and I also do the same here. LOL. My boo don't like it, so I always tell him, "Oh, more for me." Yes, I'm just a cook. Said I love chicken feet. They make the best chicken broth. Ooh, I've never tried using chicken feet for broth, and yes, it will. Chicken feet is very flavorful. It is very, 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 very flavorful. All right, let's check on our stew. You'll see what's happening over here. It's doing its thing. It's doing its thing. Thank you guys for liking the stream. I appreciate you. Please continue to like if you haven't liked the stream yet. And y'all don't forget to tell me where y'all watching from too. I know some of you guys already told me where you're watching from. Woo! This thing is popping. All right. It tastes so good already, even though I haven't added like any seasoning. It's just from all the herbs, you know, and the things like that. Let's go ahead and add a little bit more garlic. I was gonna add some dried pepper, but I'm not going to because it's already spicy. I added 2 habaneros in here already, and even though my kids, they eat spicy food, I still need to not make it over spicy because they be complaining sometimes. But they eat spicy food though. So that's our little garlic powder. Let's go ahead and add some onions. And by the way, this stew that I'm making, you can make it just like this and eat it with rice. You don't have to add, you know, this is like a good stew to eat with rice. Pretty much is what I'm trying to say. If you don't want to add a palava sauce or anything like that, this is like really great stew. So this is y'all know what this is, the complete seasoning. We're gonna add some black pepper. We don't need too much. Some total. This is my favorite season, y'all. I use this for eggs in the morning when I make breakfast. This is what I use for the eggs for my kids, and they love it. So I just use that like by itself and don't add anything else. All right, let's go ahead and add some this right here. And then while this fry, we're gonna debone our fish because I will be adding some dry fish to this. So we're gonna debone the dry fish that we're adding. Yes, I'm adding a lot of this because why not? And then the chicken Nor, the cube. If you guys are not familiar, this is what it looks like. This is just like if you're familiar with like the chicken bouillon by Nor, this is it in cube form. And I meant to show you guys that it comes with like 2 in there. It's like 2 cubes in there. It's like 2 cubes. See right here. We're gonna add some of that. Smelling good. Smelling good, baby, baby. Woo, child. This thing just splashed on me, Lord. Why this thing always trying to attack me? Why you always trying to attack me? Huh? Why can't I be great? Always trying to attack me. Yeah, so I'm gonna let this cook for about 5 minutes while we debone our fish. Once we're done deboning the fish, we're going to add the palava sauce to this. And then once we add the palava sauce and it's cooking, we're going to go ahead and make our pounded yam. Taste it. Mmm. Very, very good. I'm going to add one more of this. Remember, you could totally eat this with rice, and it's really good with rice. Very, very good. I think I'm going to add this, and then that's going to be the last thing. I don't think I will need to add anymore. The reason why you see me adding this much is because we have a ton of palava sauce. And I am trying to make sure that it's going to be seasoned well. Y'all see how the oil is coming to the top of the stew? That means it's frying and it's drying to where I want it to be. So after I let it cook for a little bit, it is definitely going to be ready in the next 5 minutes. Let me show you guys the fish that we're about to add to this. Y'all, it tastes good, y'all. It's making me want to eat it with some rice. Alrighty. Let's let it fry. Let me get the fish. Let me show you guys the fish. that we will be using. Chicken. Alrighty. I just came in. Did you have love still at this moment? You can repeat it for me, please. What? I love different cultures and food. Aw. Yes. Alright, so we're about to, this right here, this is kuta, the fish. It's like a really huge fish. Like, this fish is humongous. It is very tasty. It has a lot of flavor. So what they do is they like dry it, they smoke it, and then they sell it like that. And it's just, it tastes really good. And different, you know, African dish, and you could totally eat it like this. Like, it's so flavorful. And if you guys have tried it, let us know in the comments how you like it and how do you prepare yours. But it's really good, y'all. So I had it soaking in some boiling hot water, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop it in the soup that we're preparing. The reason why I had it sitting in some boiling hot water is because sometimes, you know, this fish is like imported into the States, and sometimes it could be a little sandy. So I like to let it sit in some boiling hot water, and, you know, as like a disinfectant or whatever. Just in case there's like sand or anything, then, you know, I wash it that way. But if you're new here, I just wanted to let you know that Liberians, we cook with all kinds of meats. We don't cook with like one specific thing in one stew. There's no such thing as, oh, this is only a chicken stew, or this is only a red meat, or whatever. Like, whatever we feel like, whatever our taste buds is calling for, we add it to whatever we're cooking. So we can have like a whole pot mixed with fish, chicken, shrimp, like everything. We don't discriminate when it comes to protein. We like to add all of it. My husband liked the fish skin, but I don't, so I don't really add it. I don't usually add the fish skin. I just add the fish. Alrighty. But y'all, look at how big this bone is. This is something serious. Alright, our fish is ready, and now we're about to actually add our chicken. We're going to add our chicken to the stew and then add the Palava sauce, because this is what it looks like, by the way. This is the fish. It's very good. Thank you guys for liking the video. I appreciate you. Just continue to like the video. All right, y'all see the oil at the top of the stew? That's where I want it at. That's exactly where I want it. This is where I want it at. And then we're about to add some chicken. So if you're just joining us, this is the chicken that I made. I roasted it inside of the oven. I seasoned it very well with some spices, and y'all see the pepper flakes and all that good stuff. This chicken's so spicy. So we're about to add it in there. I love roasting like my chicken and stuff like that. Instead of frying it, I always like to roast it. And then instead of frying it and instead of boiling it, because you know when you boil it, sometimes it takes the flavor away. But I showed you guys a method of how I trap the seasonings in my chicken if I don't roast it. In our last video, I showed you guys how I do it in our last live. But instead of frying, you know, to try to be as healthy as I can, because, I mean, come on. we're trying our best out here, okay? So I like to roast it, and when I roast it, I just, you know, season it very well. And then I add it to the food. And this just cuts out a lot of cooking time. It cuts out a lot of cooking time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mike. Like roasting your meats and things like that, like it cuts out so much of the cooking time. Because let me tell y'all, African food, I'm not gonna lie, it definitely can be a little time consuming and a little bit tedious. And it's not because the food is hard to cook. It's just because of the prep time of all of the things, all of the ingredients that needs to go inside of whatever it is that you're cooking. So normally I like to prep like the day before. I even cook like the chicken that you guys see that I roasted. I actually roasted it yesterday, and I saved it for today. And a lot of like the, you know, the veggies and stuff like that, they were already cut up and cleaned and washed and everything. So I can be able to, you know, so I'm not standing up for like hours, you know, doing a whole bunch of stuff. And in my home growing up, and we know that, you know, we're going to cook this week. Like the week before, we prep everything, like the chicken and everything. We will marinate all of our meats and let it sit in the refrigerator for like a week. So it's like what very, you know, well marinated. And one of the things I hate is when I'm eating food and the food tastes good, but when you go to eat the meat, you can't taste the flavor of the food inside of the meat. I cannot stand that because it's like tastes so bland. Because, you know, the soup, I guess, take all of the seasonings from the meat. But when you do what I just, when you do what I did, or like the trick I showed you guys on how to marinate your food, the seasonings and all of the flavor stays inside of the chicken or inside of your meats, even if you cooked it in like some type of soup. All right, we're about to add our Palava sauce to this, aka jute leaf. And I'm not going to cook all of it. As you can see, it is a lot. So I'm just going to add it in here. And you're probably wondering, so what are you going to do with the rest? I'm going to put it in a bag and freeze it. I'm going to put it in a bag and freeze it for another time. So remember how I told you guys, jute leaf has like, you know, it's not like okra, but it does have like a little bit of draw to it. As you can see, it has like a little bit of draw to it. If you don't like the draw to it, blend some tomatoes and add it to it. The tomatoes will cut the slime or the draw. The tomato will cut it. So if you don't like all of that, definitely add some tomatoes, blend some tomatoes and add it to it. But I love it this way, especially when we're eating it with fufu. So I'm definitely going to keep that in there for sure. Definitely going to keep that in there for sure. I'm gonna add a little bit more. All right. But can y'all believe I still have jute leaf from all the way last year? Like, how crazy is that? How crazy is that? I thought this was too spicy, but it's actually not spicy at all. So I'm definitely going to add some. Definitely going to add some ground pepper. 1 second, y'all. I'm washing my hands. And y'all, I'm probably gonna let this cook for about 10 minutes. Latest is probably gonna be 15. We're about to cook the pounded yam together, so I can show you guys how I make mine. If you're Nigerian, please don't laugh at me, okay? This is how I make my own pounded yam. My husband is Nigerian, that's why I'm even making pounded yam. But normally I'll cook fufu, but pounded yam is like fufu anyway, so it's like yam fufu. I need to add a little bit of I need to add some more chicken noir for like the salt content. The flavor is there. By the way, this is the ground hot pepper. I'm just gonna add a little bit. Add a little bit to that. I'm gonna let this like cook for a little bit, and then I'll decide if I'm gonna add some water to it. I might add like a little bit of water, but I want it to cook and see if the water content gets out of the palava sauce, because it definitely has some water. Let's see if you guys are grossed out yet. Yes, fufu. We're gonna add some fufu. We're gonna cook some fufu. I already boiled the water, so we're about to start cooking it. We are about to start cooking it. So I'm just gonna turn the stove on over here. Don't worry, I'll bring the phone closer so y'all can see what I'm doing. Adding some water to the pot. I'm about to add more shrimp powder to this. And then I'm gonna go get some chicken noir. I'm actually gonna add the rest of the shrimp powder. And then about to get some chicken noir. Hey, super chat. Are you sending me a super chat? All right, I'm just gonna add a little bit of, I'm gonna add another one of this because it's not, it doesn't have the salt content that I'm looking for. And that's one thing about when you are seasoning your food, always start off light, and then after you've add everything else, then you can gradually, add more seasonings to it, just so your food is not salty. I am about to add a little bit of water to this, just a little bit. Add a little bit of water. This is boiling hot water, by the way, if you're wondering. The water that I'm adding, I have some water boiling in a kettle to make the pounded yam. So That's what I just added to it. Because I don't want this to be too thick. I don't want it too thick. I want it to be a little light. Like a soup. Also, I want you guys to know the more you stir this, the more it's going to lose the drawing. Like, it's going to get less slimy the more you stir it. If you want it to be slimy, don't stir it too much. If you don't, stir as much as you want. All right, let's taste it now. See what it tastes like. Okay, this is definitely better. Definitely better. But I am going to add a little bit more water because I don't want it to be too thick. I want it to be a little bit on the soupy side. Yeah, a little bit of water. Maybe a little bit on the soupy side. All right, let's get into where I want it to be, like soup-wise. I don't want it too thick. And then I'm actually going to add some palm oil later. All right, this is doing what I needed to do. Doing what I needed to do. All right. Okay. I think I'm fine now. I'm happy. I'm happy with the consistency. It was just a little bit too thick for me. I didn't want it too thick. And y'all, you can eat this with rice too. Even though whenever I'm preparing like the palava sauce with rice, I wouldn't blend it. I wouldn't blend the jute leaf. I would just chop it up. So chop it up like if you're chopping up collard greens, you know, and stuff like that. And then I fry it in the palm oil stew that we made earlier for this. Alrighty. Babe, can you come and taste this for me to make sure I don't need to add any more? I don't think so, but I want you to try it. To make sure I don't need to add any more. What's the thing called? Chicken noir. Can you come and taste it, please? Huh? Okay. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Super Chat. Thank you, Super Chat. Wait, who gave me a Super Chat? VS3 Sector. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the Super Chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's so kind of you. VS3 Sector. Super Chat VS3 Sector. I was just kidding when I said that, but thank you. I appreciate it. All right, y'all. Before we make the fufu, let's go ahead and add our fish. Go ahead and add our fish in here so it can give it some flavor. Also, what I really like about this particular fish, even if you was like, you know, cooking it in a different way, you know, like the fresh one, it does not have a lot of bones. Y'all saw when I deboned it, it was just the bone that was in the middle. I've never experienced like any small bones in any areas. This is like, I feel like this is the perfect fish to bake if you were like eating baked fish, or if you wanted to fillet, you know, have some fillet fish. And this fish is like, it's very thick and it's very meaty. I love making a fish like that, especially when I make like some baked fish, which I'm gonna make some baked fish with you guys one day and make some acheque. I already made acheque on this channel with you guys, but I don't remember what meat I made that acheque with, but I'm gonna bake some fish with y'all. Give you guys some delicious Liberian baked fish. You ready to try it? I'm gonna give it to you in this spoon. Right here. Can you let the people know what it tastes like? Thank you so much for that super chat. All right, so while that's cooking, let's come and make our pounded yam. Is it weird? I mean, like, is the flavor okay? Or do I need to add anything? Do you think I should add? No, I'm about to wash my hands. Yeah, I think I'm gonna add. I don't have sesame. I'm gonna add one more. Oh yeah. Can you give it? No, actually I have it here. The man has spoken, y'all. He said it's good, but I should add one more chicken noir. So we're gonna add one more chicken noir. This is a really big pot anyway, so this is a really big pot. So we're gonna add one more chicken noir. And then, by the way, the soup is pretty much done, by the way, if you don't know. It's pretty much done. I'm gonna let it boil a little bit, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of palm oil on top. But the jute leaf is like spinach, so it cooks really fast. You know spinach don't take long to cook. It does not take long to cook at all. It cooks really fast. So, and to be honest with you guys, this is a very healthy meal if you don't add the oil. And of course, you don't have to add as much oil as I add to it. But it's a relatively healthy meal, and it's not just healthy. You know how sometimes it's like you want to eat healthy, but it's like you're dreading it because it doesn't taste good. This actually really tastes good. Like, it may not look appetizing, but it is really good. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and cook our pounded yam, aka yam fufu. Somebody asked me about it the last time I made some pepper soup, so I'm gonna make this with you guys. Now, what this pounded yam that we're making, this is not from my culture. We don't eat pounded yam in Liberia, but my husband is Nigerian, and that's what they eat. And it really tastes good with this particular soup that we're making. So that's what we're making today, okay? So if you're Nigerian or if you eat pounded yam, please don't judge me, okay? If it's not looking the way you guys make it in your culture. This is just how I make it in my house. My husband makes it better than me, okay? I'm giving all the disclaimers before I get cussed out by the Nigerians. Like, girl, what is you doing? That's not what you do. All right? So that's just how I do mine. So we have our fufu stick. Okay? Got our fufu stick. I added some water to the pot. Right here. Added some water to the pot. I have my, one second, let me show y'all. I have my pounded yam in here. We keep it in like this container right here. All right. So I'm going to be using about 2 cups. Yeah, a little bit more water. We're going to be using about 2 cups of the, I use this to measure it. Let me turn the camera this way a little bit so y'all can see what we're doing. So I use this to measure it. We'll be using 2 cups. I have the water in here. It's boiling. So we're going to put 1 cup in here. And then we're just going to like create like little bubbles in there. This is how I do it, y'all. I know y'all do yours different, okay? Don't judge me. Please don't judge me. Okay. Our soup is cooking, y'all. It is cooking. All right, I'm gonna add more water to it. If you guys are Nigerian watching this, give me some tips, okay? If y'all don't think I'm doing it the way y'all do it. But my husband makes the best pounded yams, and I actually love watching him cook it because he be so serious and into it. So after you add, you're gonna like just keep adding water and like stirring it, and then you're gonna start pounding it. That's why it's called pounded yam, right? And then I'm just gonna, it does get messy, so just so you know, if you want to cook it, I don't know if I'm even giving you guys good instructions, but I have the heat on like medium to high heat right now. I have it sitting on medium to high heat. I definitely could have used a bigger pot than this one, but this is what I have right now. I need to go get a, one second, y'all. I need to go get a, one second. I need to stir this a little bit. One thing, you want to make sure that it's not burning, you know, at the bottom, because this can definitely, it tends to burn. So you want to make sure, you know, you're paying attention to it and it's not burning at the bottom. Right now I have it on like medium heat, and I'm gonna let it keep boiling because I just want, you know, all the meats and stuff that's in there to get acquainted with the soup. All right, back to our project over here. Back to our project. Thank you guys for continuing to like the live. Please continue to like the live. I appreciate it. That's one of the best ways that you can support me, is, you know, liking a video and sharing it and all that good stuff. Oh child, this is about to be a project. But y'all, wasn't the Palava sauce easy to make? Did I make it look, was it easy enough for y'all to like follow? I hope so. One of the worst things is like creating something where people feel like they can't follow it. Is the Palava sauce something that you will cook? Will you try my way if you've made it before? The reason why I like preparing the fried stew first is because it just gives it like a different taste. It gives the Palava sauce a different taste. The next time I make it, I will be making it for rice, and I'll be showing you guys. I'm not gonna blend it. I'm actually just gonna chop it up like in small pieces. By the way, this is the part, this is what gave me a lot of muscles growing up, was making fufu and pounded yam, y'all. This thing gave me some serious muscles. Do you have a small hand blender? You can use that. Hand blender for what? What do you mean? This is what, this right here, growing up, this is what gave me all the muscles that I have on my body, okay? Was doing this. If you lack any type of upper body strength, this is going to help you out. This is going to help you out, okay? Ooh, child. Ooh. Okay. You're just going to keep stirring it and adding water if you feel like you need to, until, you know, like it looks like it's done right now, but that's the color, that's how it's gonna look when it's done. But I know I have to keep stirring because it is a lot in this little pot, and I want to make sure that it cooks thoroughly. I hope I haven't disgraced my husband making money. Yeah. All my Naja people, how am I doing? I'm gonna let it boil a little bit. All my Najas. I'm not sure what you mean, Luke Lynn. I'm not sure what question you're asking me. I'm still looking at this super chat from Super Chat. I really appreciate you. Thanks for sending me that $10. VS3 sector. Thank you. That's gonna go towards my gardening habit. Oh, for the yam? So I'm using a powder. I didn't use the what's the thing called? Like the real, like the, yeah, the real yam. I used the grounded powder. That's what I'm cooking in here. So I don't think a grater would be necessary in that. I was just stirring our palava sauce. It's okay though. I need to work out anyway. So I need to work out. So this is exactly what I need to be doing. Need to work on my upper body strength. I typically don't cook this. My husband, so when I'll cook it, and yes, that just fell. It normally would happen. It normally will happen, so be mindful of that. Be mindful of that. It could totally fall. The pot is really small, but we're committed to it, so we're gonna make it work. And you're just gonna keep stirring until, you know, it all comes together. I remember somebody saying, what's that mashed potato thing y'all be eating? So we're just gonna keep stirring this until it's doing what I need it to do. Till it all comes together and it's not separating. I should ask my husband to cook this for y'all. This thing got me in here sweating like crazy. And I'm gonna put this in a bag and everything so y'all can see how it gets round, how we make it round and whatnot. Let's check on our soup. It is doing very well. Alrighty. Alright. Y'all, I have a funny story. So when I was in college, my freshman year, I lived in a dorm, and they had a kitchen on the first floor. I had a roommate. I had like one roommate, and they had a kitchen on the first floor, and it just so happened that the kitchen was near my dorm room. And when I tell y'all, I used to stay in that kitchen cooking, and everybody just used to be like, what in the world? Like, who is always in this kitchen cooking? Because, you know, I had a meal plan. You know, I had a meal plan. You could go to the cafeteria, but it's like the cafeteria food. Y'all know when y'all first get to college, everything be tasting extra good. You were like, oh my God, I don't have to cook. It's like you wake up, breakfast is ready, lunch is ready, dinner is ready. It's like, oh my God, you be feeling like you at an all you can eat or all-inclusive resort. You know, you get that all-inclusive resort like vibe when you first get to college. And then after like the first 2 weeks, you be like, oh nah, this is not it. Because they be repeating the food. You know, they start switching it up. Like what they make for lunch, they would switch it up, you know, and make it for dinner next time. And what they make for dinner, they would make it for lunch. The breakfasts are the same. And it's like, okay, so this is like all-inclusive nightmare resort. And so I used to get so tired of eating like the school food that they used to provide. So I used to be in that kitchen cooking. I used to go to the grocery store with my little financial aid money, go purchase some stuff, and we had a Food Lion nearby that used to sell fufu. And I used to be up in there cooking fufu, y'all. I remember, like, my roommates and some of my friends was like, oh, my God, who is this girl? This girl, and then, especially all the Africans, they used to be like, I cannot believe this girl is cooking fufu in a dorm. Like, they was just so flabbergasted. But then they all be standing at my door with a plate, though. They all be standing at my door with a plate like, yeah, girl, what you cooking over there? It smells like pepper soup, girl. What you cooking? Be standing there with a plate, but then they be laughing at me that I am cooking stuff like this on a college campus. I'm like, girl, I can't eat that stuff. I'm tired. All right, y'all, I think it's ready. Woo. And now, this is not my finest work, so don't judge me, okay? And remember, I'm Liberian. We eat fufu. We don't eat pound de yam. So this was one of the ways that I decided to make this pound de yam today. But guess what? My grandma said, she used to always say, whenever you talk about food and you talk about like all the things that didn't go well with it or whatever the case may be, and you start explaining yourself about your food that you cook, my grandma be like, it's all going to the same place. So it don't matter what it looked like on that plate. I don't care about no presentation. My grandma did not care about presentation, none of that. She said it's all going to the same place. So as long as it tastes good, everything on that plate going to the same place. It's not going nowhere different than the other one. So it is what it is. Yo, was I the only one that used to be chefing up in college? Were you guys chefing up in college too? Or y'all just used to eat that same old cafeteria food? I wish I could see how much I'm sweating. Ooh, child. All right, y'all, I'm done. Your girl is done. It's done. It's done. Okay? It's done. All right. What it looks like. Woo. It's done. Now, before I show you guys something, let's go ahead and add a little bit of palm oil to this. Let's add a little bit of palm oil to this. Let me know who the trolls are so we can block them. Okay? Don't worry. I block for a living. I block for a living. Join the block party. I don't mind trolls. All right, we're just going to add a little bit more. All right. Whew. Your girl is beat. Okay. That pound of yam had me looking like, all right, let me go ahead and stir it a little bit. I can't wait to cook with y'all on Sunday. On Sunday, we're going to be making the fried green pepper stew that I've been telling y'all about. Y'all going to really like that one. Especially for some of you guys that are growing like tons of bell peppers and stuff like that. Y'all going to really like it. That recipe. All right, so let's go ahead and let me show you guys how we make the fufu look nice and round. So we got some saran wrap, and then we are going to, like, you know, let's see if y'all can see. All right, get some saran wrap, put it over like a plate or a bowl. All right. One second, let me get this light out the way. Get some pounded yam. All right, I don't want that much because the one I'm making is the one I'm gonna eat. You put it in there, into the saran wrap. All right. Cut that off. 1 second. And then you're gonna like pretty much like, you know, close up the saran wrap on each side, not leaving any sides open. And then, you know, hold it together and then just twist it. There you go. That's your fufu or your pounded yam. There you go. All right. So let me show you guys how. What y'all laughing at in here? I haven't even seen the comments. I'm new to gardening. I live in a duplex in LA, so I just use pro bags on the side of my apartment. Oh, grow bags. Yes, I love grow bags. And absolutely, I know people that live in apartments and they have apartment gardens. It's totally workable. All right, so y'all see we have it in here. So now we're gonna take it out. All right. it's hot. Put it on our plate. Ta-da! Now, it's not the prettiest, but that's how we do it. All right, our soup is done. So let's go ahead and add some of it to our fufu, aka pounded yams. All right. Alrighty. Let's see, what should we get? Let's get some chicken. I don't know if that's chicken or... Ooh, this thing is hot. 1 second, y'all. This plate burning my hands. Get some chicken feet. Alrighty. Let's see. Might get some fish. Where the fish at? Where the fish at? I don't know where the fish at. The fish have disappeared. Oh well. I think this is one. Alrighty, let me wash my hands so we can eat together. Alright. This is our fufu and palava sauce. Let me wash my hands so we can eat together. Let me wash my hands, y'all. I'm over here laughing at y'all comments. Let me wash my hands because over here we eat with our hands, okay? So I don't want to hear nothing y'all saying. In my culture, we eat with our hands. We eat with utensils, but there are certain things that do not require utensils, okay? We eat with the spoon that God created for us. Wash my hands. And we're gonna go to work. And all this trash y'all talking about my chicken feet. Yes, you don't have to add chicken feet. Put what you want. Put what you like to eat. Okay? Put what you like to eat. Put whatever protein you like. Chicken feet is not for everybody, but it's very good. Oh my gosh, stupid fly. All right, y'all. I know I'm sweaty like I don't know what. Oh, what's all this stuff on my clothes? Let me get our food ready so we can try it. All right, let's pray. God bless this food. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen. All right, y'all. My people, y'all, let's eat. In Liberia, if you're new here, we say my people, y'all, let's eat. That's how we invite our community to come and eat with us. So my people, y'all, let's eat. My people, y'all, let's eat. Come and eat. Today we're eating palava sauce and fufu. Palava sauce and pounded yam, okay? That's what we're eating today. We're eating flour sauce. That's how we really say it. We're eating flour sauce and fufu that we're eating today. So if y'all want to eat with me, y'all can't eat with me, okay? My people, y'all let eat you. Y'all can't let eat you. Alright. So, now that I've invited y'all to eat, let me see. Wait, hold up. What's going on in here? Okay, baby, you Liberian? 231 in the house. 231 in the house. All right, so hold on. Who do I need to block? Y'all let me know who I need to block before we get started. Y'all know we don't play over here. We like having block parties. Who we need to block? Let me see. Let me see who we need to block. Do you really have? No, you don't have to have wet hands. I wiped my hands, but you do need to wash your hands. I hope you wash your hands before you eat. Who we need to block? Can y'all let me know? If y'all want to see all the seasonings that we use, start the video over. All right, let's eat our food, y'all. Let's eat our food. We're not gonna mind these trolls. They don't know what they missing. All right, y'all, my people, y'all, eat, y'all. And who were, but the people didn't say with a death. You know what? I come in cuss y'all on the team. I'm a very good Christian girl. I ain't gonna cuss nobody. All right, so by the way, so, oh, it's spicy. Lord Jesus. It's a little spicy, y'all. All right. For some of you guys wondering why we eat it with our hands, well, let's just say that when God created us, He gave us our very own spoon, okay? S-P-O-O-N. Spoon. All right? So if you're wondering why we eat with our hands, because God created natural spoons. Y'all, it's really good, y'all. You know, try something different. Especially if you have a garden and you decided to grow something different this year and you grew some jute leaf. This is one of the ways that you can make your jute leaf. Let me tell y'all, the way I want to eat this, I can't eat it like that on this live. So I'm about to hang up on y'all and go put on my show and eat my food with my family, okay? Because y'all not about to make me cuss y'all out on here, okay? Looks delicious. I can't wait for the pepper stew on Sunday. Yes. Oh my gosh. Y'all gonna love that recipe. It's really good. And we're gonna be eating that with rice. Some rinse their hands in a separate bowl in between eating. I guess if they want to use their hands, but I wouldn't rinse my hands every time I'm eating. You know, like I wash my hands once, especially the hands, and I wash both of my hands, and this the hands that I'm eating with, like my right hands. I don't do anything else but eat with it. If I'm touching anything else, it has to be with my left hands. But yes, y'all, that's how you make Liberian palava sauce. So that's how you make palava sauce, okay, my people. That's my version. There are many ways that you can make it. Remember, I'm just here to give you guys the foundation, and then you can build upon it. I'm really a huge believer of building on a foundation. Don't just take somebody's recipe and go straight with it. That's why I don't give no measurements, because truthfully, the way I cook may not be the way you cook for your house. I cook in huge quantities because we save a lot of the food in the freezer. I put a lot of the food, you know, in separate bowls, almost like meal prepping them, and I put them in the freezer so that I don't have to cook all the time. So the pepper soup that I made with you guys, what was it, last Sunday or the Sunday before that, We literally just finished that this week. And it wasn't because we were eating it every day. It was because, you know, we had it maybe twice that week. And then when the little bowl that we had was finished, we went in the deep freezer, got another soup that we had in there from when I cooked prior. So it's like, it's just a situation of like basically you not being in the kitchen every day. If you're cooking like African food, international foods, they take a lot of prepping. It takes a lot of time. So whenever I cook, I like to cook in large quantities and save them in smaller bowls and put them in the freezer for me to eat over time when I feel like it, you know? So if you guys are ever wondering, you're welcome, Donzel. Thanks for being here and thanks for always supporting me. Thank you. I'm just a home cook. That's what I was asking. I'm not sure what you're asking. Let me go. Maybe I should go back up. Love me those food as Trinidadian. Ooh, I love Trinidad food. Yes, y'all. That's how you prepare it. Um, so I will not maybe not tonight, but maybe tomorrow after I upload this video on my channel. After I upload the live, I will tag I will list the videos of the jute leaf. What we cooked tonight, I grew it in my garden last year. So I'm still eating food from my garden from last year. So when I grow food, I grow enough for it to last at least a year. And can you believe like I'm still eating food from last year? The tomatoes and peppers and things like that that I grew from last year, I finished it in June. And then, you know, I started restarted growing and things like that. So that's like my goal. So whenever like when I'm teaching people how to grow food and stuff like that, or when I'm talking to like beginner gardeners, I always talk about grow something that your family eats, like something that you cook with a lot. For example, if in all of your meals you use peppers and garlic, ginger, onions, all of those things, if those are the things that you cook with, those are foundational things found in your meals. Make sure those are the things that you're growing in your garden, because those are the things that you'll go to the grocery store frequently to purchase to cook in whatever it is you're cooking. If you use greens a lot, those are the things you should grow. And those things, they fare really well in the freezer. They last a long time. I have a small deep freezer, and that's where I save all of my food. I actually need a new one because now all of the things y'all saw, all the peppers and tomatoes that I grew this year, it is a lot, and I need a new deep freezer. So I have a deep freezer where I purchase like things like my meats, my proteins like chicken, fish, excuse me, whatever it is that I cook with. I purchase those things and I put it in a deep freezer. So it's like I'm not always grocery shopping. I'm not always in a store. Like I don't want to always be, you know, going grocery shopping and doing all of these things. So my garden is here to provide like the key ingredients to a lot of the things that I cook. And then I have like my meats that I will already have in my deep freezer. Sometimes if I'm feeling good, I defrost all of my chicken and I will season it, marinate it, package it in little Ziploc bags and put it back into the deep freezer. So as when I'm ready to cook, I just grab a little Ziploc bag, come and cook. So, you know, things to like save on time and things like that, you know, you could do that too. All right, y'all, I'm about to go eat, okay? You hungry, mama? Okay. About to get you. Because you're about to eat. You want to eat fufu? I make fufu, okay?
And I smelled it downstairs.
You smelled it? It smell good?
I want to eat it all.
You want to eat it all? Okay. Well, let me say bye to my friends, and then I'll come get your food, okay?
Can I say bye too?
You can say bye over there. You can come over here. All right, guys.
Bye.
Elle said bye, guys. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Thank
Have
you.
a good day.
Okay, thank you. They said thank you, baby. All right, go wait for me, okay? I wasn't trying to be smart at a hand washing. I've seen people eat that in their hands first. Oh no, I wasn't taking it. I didn't take it any kind of way, Chandra. I didn't take it any kind of way. Yeah. I guess it depends on the culture, right? I'm not even sure. Are you talking to me or are you guys like chatting in the comments? I didn't take it any kind of way at all if you're talking to me. Yeah, there are some cultures where they're frequently, and I know what you're talking about, like having a bowl to wash your hands. Usually, those things are like at restaurants, because if you're at home, you would just go wash your hands in a sink, or I mean, I guess some people, they will have like a bowl of water on their table. It's a cultural thing for sure. I didn't take any kind of way. If you're talking about me, I didn't take any kind of way. I didn't think you were being smart at all, actually. But just asking a question, not trying to be rude. Wait, what's going on? What's going on? Do you really have to? Oh, you was asking. You're saying, do you really have to wet hands? Okay, okay. I had to go up to read. I had to go up to read what you were talking about. Yeah. All right, y'all. Thank you guys so much for being on here with me tonight. I will catch you. Yes, it's Palava sauce, okay, baby. I will catch you guys on Sunday. For those of you guys that are asking about the spices that I use, the ingredients, all of that good stuff, definitely rewind the video and you will see all of the things that we used. Thank you guys so much for being on here with me. If y'all have not seen my last harvest, I think I posted it on Sunday. Go and watch that last harvest, and I did harvest again. So y'all have a new video coming out tomorrow, or most likely Sunday. Y'all have a video coming out on Sunday. It'll be earlier on Sunday, and then in the evening on Sunday, we're gonna go live and make the fried pepper stew, the fried green pepper stew. So yeah, so stay tuned for that. And of course, if you need anything for your garden, you can always go to my Amazon store. I have all of the things in there. And when I re-upload this video, I will add in some description of the jute leaf that I am cooking right now, that I harvested from my garden last year. It was a huge harvest. Huge. So, and I also showed you guys how I package it and process it for my freezer for it to last a year, over a year and more. So those are things that are really good to keep in your freezer. Of course, you don't have to freeze it. You can eat it like that. I know there are cultures where they eat it raw. They eat it in salads. They eat it in different ways. This is just one way to make it. This is literally one way to make it. You can make it in so many different ways. And I probably will show you guys the many different ways that I make it. But this is just one of my favorite ways because my family love to eat fufu. And this is how we eat it with the fufu. All right. I really enjoy being on here with you guys. Please go ahead and like the video. Thank you so much. Share it. Do all of the things. Remember, you're exactly where you're meant to be in this moment. I want to say happy gardening, but we're not gardening, so happy eating. All right, bye, y'all. Let's show y'all. I get what you're saying now, Chandra. This is the soup. This is the final look right here. And that's all, folks. Love y'all. Have a good night and a wonderful weekend. God bless you all.